So, good afternoon, my Mastercraft fishing family. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to announce that we're going to be doing a giveaway once we reach 800 subscribers. Right now, I'm at 781, and for that contest, all you have to do is just subscribe. And once I announce a video when the giveaway will be done, all you have to do is just comment subscribe and you'll be entered. So let me show you what you're going to win. And first off, you'll receive this nice crappie crankbait, and it's got a white belly and it's all pretty colorful, and they do work good. You'll also receive one of our top order lures. This is called Barney's Revenge. It's purple. It's got a little bit of yellow on the throat. Some nice golden eyes. These walk excellent. I would probably say that they are comparatively to just fishing a spook. You'll also receive two of our stickers. Normally we had these made by a person on Etsy for us last fall, and they came out great. We do like them a lot. And last but not least, you'll get one of our pens, and we have different assorted colors, so this is probably the color that you'll receive. Okay, so on today's episode, what we're going to do is we're going to paint another bait for you, and throughout the weeks here, we're going to go through how to design lures. We have a 3D printer. We're going to show you how you can print your own stencils. We also have a machine shop, and I'll be making molds for pouring plastics, and I can take you through tutorials on how to do that. What I want to do is be able to teach you how that you can become a successful bait maker. There's a lot of videos out there. There's a lot of people who teach, and I figured I would join in and just share all my experiences and knowledge with you. I've been a design engineer for about probably 20 years now, so I'd like to extend that out there and help you guys out as well. So let's go over to the booth and start painting a boot. So now that we're here at the bench, we all know that we're just going to actually start off with a base coat of white. And as you remember from the tip last time, that if you get any little speckles of paint on here that you don't want, you can always use your paper towel method. So we're just covering this real quick, and that looks good. And just to refresh you on the paper towel method, let me put this airbrush down. If you get any little blops of paint on here, what you can do is just take a paper towel or a cloth and just dab your lure, and that will suck up any paint that might be a little bit too much, like splatters that get all over your work surface, and that's due to your paint. Your airbrush just needs a little cleaning. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do just a regular sort of crappie pattern today. Nothing too serious, just something nice and easy just to get things going. With our first color, it's actually going to be a pearlized white, and as you remember from me saying in the last video, the pearlized paints, they take a little bit higher air pressure. So I'm actually up to 25 psi, and now we're just going to coat the bottom of the lure. And what this is going to do is it's going to give it a little bit of a shine, because the pearlized paint is a lot shinier paint, and you just want to be sure to come off your bait and onto your bait to add the paint. And that will take away all the little splatter issues you might have. So I think that's pretty good, and as you can see, it's got a little bit of a sheen to it, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Put the bait down there, and we'll proceed to clean our airbrush with what? Fantastic and water. And that's all you need. You don't need anything else like these fancy cleaners. Of course, if you prefer to use those, feel free. I just like to take the alternative route with this. I can make a lot with one bottle of Fantastic and water. So we've loaded up a new color, which is yellow, and I just wanted to say that the tip with the Fantastic and the water came from a YouTuber known as Bloodshot Airbrushing. He's kind of a crazy Canadian. We love our Canadians. He just does really nice work, that's for sure. I've learned a lot of really good tips. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little yellow to the throat of this bait, because if you notice, crappie have a little bit of a yellow tinge to them. We'll just start off a little bit, and we'll slowly build it up. There we go there. A little darker, I'm thinking. There's going to be other greens and stuff that'll come in. So that'll be good there. And I think we're just going to do a little bit of a hue up top. A little bit of a hue. There we go. So we've kind of just trying to get a good shot. I'm sure you probably can't see this due to the light, but see if I can kind of get a... So we've kind of put a little bit of a yellow hue on this. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to load up a little lime green to put a little more of a greenness to it. And so we're going to clean our airbrush and we'll load up that color. So now that we've added our little bit of yellow hue to the bait, what we're going to do is we're going to come over the top of that with a little bit of this pearlized green. And that's going to just kind of accentuate the yellow a little bit. And then we're going to come in with the blue. And you're thinking blue, well, what that's going to do is on the top of the bait, the yellow is going to mix with that and make a little bit of a darker green. And it'll have a blue hint to it, says. So let's load up our airbrush. A few drops will do ya. One more. Okay, and once again the air pressure's up because this is a pearlized paint. So I'm just going to test the airbrush. There we go. Off and on. You can see what that's already starting to do. Starting to give that little bit of a hue. And that's all we need. Just a little bit. You don't really want to drown your lures with paint, because that is just going to make it harder to blend colors once everything comes finalized. Because when you drown it in too much paint, it's just going to, you know, take your colors and just make your first coat yellow, then your next coat will be green, and you won't have the definition that you're looking for. Okay, so now that we have our other blue in there, we've loaded up our new blue, and this one here is just going to go a little higher up on the shoulder. So there again, off the bait and onto the bait. Just going to darken this up a bit up here. Okay, there we go. There's a little bit better version here. And now you can kind of see that everything is just coming down in a nice green color. So what we're going to do next is we're going to grab a little bit of a Wicked Hunter green, and we're going to come across the top of the back with that. Okay, so now that we have our blue in there, now we have our nice Hunter green loaded up in there, and that's a wicked color. It's actually called moss green. And what we're going to do is we're just going to darken up the top of this bait, and so off and on. And here's where it's going to start to come to life here. You know, and you don't have to go insanely crazy with your coats here. Oh, we got a little spot. We didn't want that, so what do we do? Use our paper towel trick and it's all gone. A little bit. Come in here, darken that. Darken that. And that is looking really good now. The only thing we gotta do is get all the details on the side of it, and we'll do that next. So next is we're gonna load on our stencil for all our side markings. These we made on our 3D printer, and I'll probably be doing a tutorial on that, on how I created these, and then we'll print one out. There's many different possibilities for these. I have ones that are all cut out so that you can just put your different, you know, sort of meshes on, and then you just clamp this on and you don't have to deal with all the clips. I know in the last video I had a lot of clips on them, but these definitely make it easier. Okay, so it only takes 3 clamps to, you know, get these all on there, and you just position them the way you'd like it to look on your bait, and this is the way I like to do it. So I'm going to load up the airbrush now with a little bit of black paint, and we're going to spray on our side detail. This is nothing more than just regular opaque black. And what you want to do with these is kind of hold it as flat as you can and use your airbrush and just slowly come across with it. If you do too much, your paint's going to run, and then you won't have your stencil effect. And be very careful, because you don't want to hit anything that you've already painted. You can always go back over it, of course. Alright, we'll flip it back over, because this paint should be dry enough now. Hit that a little more. Make sure you get the bottom. Flip it over. We'll do this side one more time. Make sure we got everything. One more time. It all depends on how dark you want your color to come out on here. If you want it really dark, of course just add more paint. Just allow it to dry for a second before you add more. Make sure it's sounds good. Okay, we're going to call that good. So now I'm just going to heat set this for a second, and I'll uncover it and we'll so now we've unveiled the lure to see what it looks like, and I did do a little pearlized white over the top of it, and what that does is this, it puts a little more of a shine to the bait, as you can kind of see the reflectiveness of it. But overall, everything came out really nice. You got the yellow still on the bottom. You have the nice pearlized white. I probably could have gone a little bit lighter with the black on the side, but other than that, it didn't come out too bad. We got the blue, we have the greens. Everything looks just like our northern crappie here. That's the way they look. Alright, well, we'll take you back over and we'll show you this lure a little better. We'll try to get some better lighting, and we'll get some eyes in it, and we'll see you back over there. Put some eyes in the bait, and it's kind of hard to really, show the bait without just taking a picture of it, because the camera and my lighting is not showing the true effects of what all this paint looks like on here. But basically our northern crappie are really dark, and they have a lot of dark spots on them, and I'll actually show you a picture. As you can see, this almost matches. I could have used maybe a little bit more blue in there. But there again, I mean, it's hand painted. As I said before, we're going to be having a subscriber sort of giveaway here, and this is what this bait here will look like once it's clear coated. As you can see, this one here I didn't quite do as much of a yellow throat on. It's more white, but you can see that little bit of blue and the yellow mixed in, much like this one. And this one actually is a different bait altogether. It's a different lure. This is a square bill, and this one here is like a wobbler of a sort. So, as I said, we'll be doing a subscriber giveaway when we hit 800 subscribers, and you'll receive that bait. This topwater lure, which is a Barney's Revenge, because it's purple and it's fun and it's loud and it works very well. You'll receive a pen and a couple of our stickers that we have made. Alright, so I just want to acknowledge a few people, and Jen Curvasi over at Jekyll Baits. She's definitely helped out in my painting experience. I mean, I had some experience before, but some of her techniques work rather well. Bloodshot airbrushing for the tips on, really, really cheap airbrush cleaner. I mean, fantastic in water. You can make gallons of this stuff with one, jar of Fantastic and water. You don't even need that much Fantastic. So you should probably go over and check out his page. He does lots of tutorials on skulls and painting motorcycles and motorcycle helmets and He has tips and everything. He's great. I like him. All right, so remember to support your local bait maker, and we'll see you later. Thank you for joining us. All right.